Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight we're going to look at Pulumi for Google Cloud Platform and with Python. So, how do we get started and how do we use this DevOps tool and what is Pulumi at all? Let us start with that actually. It's a kind of a competitor to Terraform. And the thing is with Pulumi is that you have access to a cloud and to a lot of services that Pulumi gives you. They give you a lot for free if you're an individual. Let us just look at the pricing right here before we look at anything else right here. So when you start as an individual, you get it's free. You can update as much as you want to. You will get some deployment minutes per month, and Pulumi is this tool. Where you choose your own programming language. If you prefer TypeScript, then you just choose TypeScript or JavaScript. If you prefer Python, then you just take Python. And if you prefer .NET or Java, then you would use that programming language to design your infrastructure as code. So that is the whole trick right here. The downside is that when you're dealing with Terraform, for instance, then you have a DSL. You always know kind of how the Terraform files will look like when you open them up. If you come to a new project where you have to look at Pulumi, then you have no idea how the code will look. It depends on the developer because you are programming everything. It's like libraries for each programming language, and that's why it is a bit more complex than Terraform. And if you're in any doubt and if you start on something new and you want to if you want to know if you should use Terraform or Pulumi, I would recommend Terraform. But Pulumi it is also awesome. It has a lot of features also. It is just a bit more complex, and you never know what kind of programming language and what kind of code that your colleagues have made, of course, and you have to look into the code. It's a bit more difficult to get started when you come into a new project. That is a downside. So the upside is that you get this cool service layer. You have this UI right here, and you can get started for free. And there are some cool dashboards, and you get some cool overviews of what you're doing, and also of your environments. So there are a lot of cool stuff right here, and you can also host stuff with Kubernetes. So a lot of cool stuff at Pulumi. If you want to keep it simple, then use Terraform instead. But now let us see actually how it actually works and how easy we can actually get started, because it is very easy to get started actually. The documentation is awesome. It's very good. Just like with Terraform. So this is Pulumi. You just go to pulumi.com. Then you say that you want to get started right here. So that is the first page where you go to. And then they have a before you begin page right here. And here you have to install the Pulumi CLI. That is the first thing you need to do. If you're using Windows, then you have to run PowerShell in elevated mode. So that means that you will say PowerShell like this, PowerShell. Then you right click and then you say run it as administrator. Yes, like this. And then you would use Coco. So then you would use Coco, install Pulumi. I've already done that, so I will be told that it is already there. So no problem there. Then when you're done, you have to close PowerShell, and then you can open your favorite terminal like Bash or just Windows command line if you want to, and then you have access to Pulumi. So if I open Git Bash now, then I can see Pulumi and then just enter. Then I get this help screen where it says that you can do a lot of weird stuff. You can log in, log out. I can also create resources, and I can delete resources. Creating resources, that you do that with Pulumi up. You destroy your resources with Pulumi destroy. When you run Pulumi up, then you would get a list of what is actually going to happen. If you say, and then you can choose to say yes or no. And of course, you would force this to yes if you're running this through a pipeline somehow, of course. But if you run it manually, then you can see, okay, these resources are being created. But we will see that all together very, very soon. So so we have Coco installed Pulumi. We have installed Pulumi. We have newest version. Then you have to choose a programming language, and this is the downside, I would say, for Pulumi, because you have TypeScript, you have JavaScript, you have Python, you have Go, you have C#, Java, YAML. For this demo right here, I've chosen Python, but feel free to choose whatever language that you want to. And that means that when someone says that they're using Pulumi, then you have to ask them a follow-up question: what kind of programming language are you using, if that matters to you. For many developers, it actually does not matter which kind of programming language it is. But for some developers, they would not like to pollute their CV with some of the other programming languages than their own favorite one. I don't mind. I actually don't mind jumping between the programming languages, but I would say this downside, because with Terraform you just have this TSL, so you always know what it is that you open up and look at. It would always look kind of the same. Then you need to install gcloud, of course, because now in this demonstration right here we are playing with the Google Clouds. So you have to install the gcloud CLI. I'll not show you how to do that, but just Google it if you don't know how to do it. Just say gcloud install or gcloud download. Then you can install it for Windows. And then of course you have to do a gcloud auth application default login. This will log into your own Google Cloud platform account, and it will place some application default files on your machine, which Pulumi actually uses, which the Pulumi library uses. The next thing is create a project. Then let us go to create a project. Create project. Let us press that one out here. So here we have, so we create a new folder, and then you would say Pulumi new, and then the type of project that you want. So this is not the name of your project, this is the type. So you will write Pulumi new GCP Python, and that is the template of the project that you're creating. So let us try that. So I have already one project right here, and you can probably see I've cheated a bit. I practiced a bit before starting up this video. I have this Pulumi stuff folder right here, but I'm going to create a new folder now, which is named, which will be named Mike's demo, like this. In here, then we can run that the Pulumi new GCP Python command, and let us change the folder now to. So we go into the folder named Mike's or directory. Linux people, they like to call it a directory, not a folder, of course. So I will just call it a directory. So then you go to Mike's demo, and then we call Pulumi new GCP Python. Let us see what that looks like. So we will just say yes. And then it asks us for the project name. So in the bottom right here we have the project name. And let us just choose Mike's demo. I'll just press enter. Then it says give us a description. I'll just press enter. I'm too lazy to write something. And then give us the stack. This is the environment. This is the environment name. We will say this is a demo, just like this, because just so we can see that this is our environment. And of course you can have as many environment as you want. You can have a pre-production, a test, and also production, of course. And then it says the Google Cloud project that you have to deploy, you want to deploy to. I know that I have a project named Mike's Demo 2023. I'm pretty sure that is the name. If you don't know the name, then you can go to Git Bash, and then you can write gcloud projects and then lists, and then you can see the name of the projects that you have logged into at least. So, and here we say Mike's Demo 2023, and it says Mike's Demo 2023. Yes, enter. Okay, so then we want to deploy into this. Now it creates not a lot, but it creates some files. It creates a virtual environment that you can use for Python development. It creates a requirements.txt file where your library dependencies will be located in. And it says right here, now we're done. You can just write Pulumi up, and then you can see what happens. Before we do that, let us just look at the files that was generated now. So we have a Pulumi YAML file. Here we have some configuration and some metadata about our project. All of these metadata can be fetched inside your programming. Then we have environment-specific stuff, and here we have GCP project name is equal to Mike's Demo 2023. Maybe if you have a pre-production project, then maybe this would be named, maybe you would have another Google Cloud Platform that would match your pre-production stack. It depends on how you organize it. Maybe you would just have one project for all of your stacks. That is possible. Then you can just need to name your resources differently. That is a bit risky. I would recommend you to use different Google Cloud Platform projects for each stack. Again, it's up to you how you organize your stacks and your setup. Yes. So this was the Pulumi demo YAML file right here. Then we have the code right here. So let us first look at the requirements, the txt file. These are the libraries. You just need Pulumi, and you need Pulumi minus or dash GCP, and it needs to be a version that is greater than 7 and less than 8. For this template that we ran a template to get this here. And then we have some code, and here we have bucket, and then we say storage.bucket. That means that this actually creates. This is how you instantiate. If you're not used to Python, this is how you instantiate a new variable, a new object in Python. You would do something like this, and then you set bucket to the result. And here we have the location, and then we have the name of the bucket right here. So let us name this Mike's Pulumi demo like this. Hello, just to add some stuff right there. So this is the name of the bucket, and then we have some exports. I'll not go through exports in this video right here, but it will actually there's something called output. So that means that we can actually use the result, and you can use the resources that you're setting for export the DNS name of the bucket. So that means that this DNS name can actually be used from the outside. But yeah, that is what this one means right here. But let us just keep it. We will keep it. This is just up and running. I will make other videos about Pulumi and how to do cool stuff with the Google Cloud Platform later on. So what we will do now is that we will write Pulumi up, and instead of running a terminal command, then I'm just copying my package.json file in here. What that does is that then I get all of these scripts right here. So then I get all of these scripts right here. Then I can say up, and here we will say Pulumi up. So then I don't have to. Then we can say destroy. And here we say Pulumi destroy. Oh. And we should actually also say Pulumi login. Actually, Pulumi login right here. Pulumi login. So if you haven't logged in, then and if you haven't created an account, then you can actually if you just say up, then if you haven't logged in, then you would be you would be asked to log in or create a new account, and you can create a new account with your GitHub account. So you can use your GitHub account or Atlassian. There's a third possibility that I just forgot. So now I'm just going to say Pulumi up because I want to. Okay. Before we do that, actually, let me just go to my Google. Let me just go to my Google Cloud, so you can see that I don't have any. This is my buckets right here. This is Mike's Demo 2023. And let me just refresh the page, just so you can see that I don't have any bucket to begin with right here. There are no buckets, so that's great. Let us go back, and then we say Pulumi up, and we call it from within Mike's Demo folder or directory. Folder, that is if you like Windows, then you're calling it folders. If you like Linux or Mac OS, then you would name it a directory. Okay, so here now something right here. Now it actually says that this will happen if you say yes. It is a bit the same like it's a bit like Terraform plan, and then you can then say Terraform apply. So Pulumi up is actually Terraform apply. And with Terraform, you're also told that this is going to happen. Are you sure you want this to happen? And then you can then choose yes or no. In this situation right here, we are creating a new. First of all, we're creating a new stack on Pulumi. That's a stack that's just an environment, and then we create a new bucket right here. So there are two things that are being created. Okay, that sounds fine. Let us just. And then we have some output. That is a bucket name. That is the export that we talked about before. Where we actually have some outputs, but let us wait with outputs. The outputs is something that you can fetch later on and use in your code. But for now, let us just say yes. Oh, my fingers was a bit too. Let me just press stop. I'll just run it again. My fingers were a bit too chubby, so I hit the wrong key. Sorry about that. So we will say Pulumi up, and then we say yes, enter. And what happens? Creating the stack, creating the bucket. Two things were created and we are done. Okay, so that sounds good, but let us look if it actually created a bucket. Yes, it created a bucket right here. Mike's Pulumi demo, hello. And then it added some random number in the end right here. Of course, if you don't want it to do that, of course, you can set that with extra arguments. And you can read all about that in the documentation. And documentation is actually quite good. And there are a lot of examples. There's a lot of support for Pulumi. That's one of the good things about it. Of course, there's also a lot of support for Terraform. So that is kind of the same. So let us go to my Pulumi account right here. So this is my Pulumi account right here, and I've not given my my credit card or anything, so I cannot be charged for anything right here right now. Here we have some. Okay, let us press the stacks first. So I have a stack right here. Here I have Mike's demo. That's the one we just created. Updated a minute ago. Then we have Pulumi stuff. That was something else that I was playing around with. Right here we can see we have 3 resources. This is what I like about Pulumi, that we get this web platform per default, and we get these we get this overview. So here we can see that we have 3 resources. I can see that I have 0 resources here, which is good because I actually called destroy on this Pulumi project just before I started recording this video. So I can see here 3 right here, and it has been updated 2 minutes ago. And we only have 1 stack right now for this project right here. And if I had multiple environments, then I could kind of get an overview, and we could also configure some deployments, for instance, to a Kubernetes cluster. So that is that is awesome things with Pulumi. While with Terraform, you have to drive that part yourself. And of course, with Terraform, you also have the DSL for deploying Kubernetes resources. Pulumi also supports secrets, so you can actually add some secrets and then encrypt those values, so you cannot see them afterwards. They're only visible to the Pulumi, to Pulumi when the code is running. So that means then you get an encrypted value in your code. Okay, so stacks, resources right here, and okay, so let us go and destroy the resource system we just created. So I'll go back to my code right here. I'll go into, again, I use this package JSON file. Is just easier than running the shell scripts, and then I have them for later on. Then I've documented what I actually ran. Oh, that's actually one destroy, so I'll just reuse that. So I have a destroy right here. Okay, before we run destroy, let us just run up once again, just so you can see that now the library is so smart that it will actually go check, and then we'll see that we already have those resources already. So it will say there are 2 things that are unchanged because nothing has happened. So then I can say yes, I want to perform this because nothing is actually going on. Nothing will happen. We still have this output, we still have the bucket, and everything is fine. Okay, And that is because a state is saved, just like with the Terraform, you have some state files. Of course, you don't have to use the Pulumi platform that you just saw before. It just makes things much easier if you do, of course. But you can decide to store the state files on some drive somewhere in a bucket, or yeah, that is up to you. You can choose not to use the platform if you don't want to use it. Then we have destroy. Let us just run destroy right here. And Pulumi was open sourced at some point. So okay, here we have it will say that we'll delete the stack at the Pulumi web, and then we will also delete this bucket in Google Cloud Platform. You can see the type right here. First it says Pulumi stack, so that means that is something in on the Pulumi web that will be destroyed. And then we have something in Google Cloud Platform, GCP storage bucket, and here we have the name, and those two will be deleted if I say yes to this. And of course I'll say yes, so we clean up after ourselves. So Pulumi, if you know Terraform already, Pulumi is really, really easy to get started with. Yeah. I think yes. So that is actually it. Let us go back and look at. Let's see that the bucket is now deleted. I'll refresh my Google Cloud Platform page. Now the bucket is gone. So that is great. I'll just remove that screen right there, and then let us look at the resource. Now let us look at let us get a dashboard, and let us look at resources right here. There are no resources. Let us look at the stacks, and now I can see I have 0 resources on my demo stack, and I have 0 resources on my dev stack. And you can also see that this is Python. These are Python stacks that we have right here. And we have 2 stacks in all in all, and you can also search within a project. You can create this is actually a project right here, and you can there are some tags. But we will dig into that in another video. I think that is what I wanted to show you right now. So we got Pulumi up and running. We used it to create a bucket. Of course, we should do something more advanced. We will do that another time. I just want to say thank you very much for watching. As usual, you can find the code for this up on my GitHub account. So thank you very much for all of your comments, and have a great evening, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.